few minutes, we're going to have the pledge of allegiance by the Royal 4-H Club, probably at 9 o'clock to Board of Show today. We're going to start off showmanship. Again, the seniors will start out, go to the intermediates, and then the juniors. They'll be followed up by the showmanship finals. Years past, normally we'll take a break after showmanship. We'll just kind of see what it is and how it'll break or not, or if we will break. So that's kind of a tentative spot to stop, but that is subject to change. It'll be followed by the header show and the market show. All right, final call for group number 1, senior showman. At this time, we'd like to recognize the Rolling Hills Sports Club. They're going to be out here in the middle of the ring. Going to do the pledge of allegiance and the 4-H pledge.
Rise and remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge my head to clean, my hands to serve it, to help love my community, my country, and my world.
That's great support. For about 2 minutes, go ahead and get started here. We need class number 1 or group number 1 of your senior gentlemen. Again, we're going to have 4 groups. Last couple of groups. All right. Today is Gage 14 group number 2. I'd like to welcome today our judge is Johnny Johnson from Craig, Nebraska. Johnny was born and raised at Storyside in northeast Nebraska. He's been involved in the livestock industry and show ring all his life. Johnny raised club calves and Sim Angus breeding stock. Great to have him here today. He's done many county fairs and had the privilege of judging in 24 states in Brazil and New Zealand. A sports enthusiast enjoys watching basketball, softball, and football. Johnny and his wife Melinda have 2 grown and married children, 3 granddaughters, and 4 grandsons. Johnny's been here a handful of times. It's exciting to have him here. He does a great job with the kids all along. Let's give a big round of applause for Johnny Johnson being here today. 2 senior second call group 2. I'll call group 2 senior showman. Final call group 2. If you're looking for some breakfast yet, just south of the building here. First Day Bank is popping popcorn back there. They say it's ready, so feel free to grab some once again right outside the north door over here.
In the first heat of senior showman, these 2 young exhibitors here, I'm going to bring back. I'm going to give the young man with the Hereford female a purple ribbon. I'm just going to say a few things that what I see when he's doing that, and most of the time his effort walks into him and walks into it, sets up pretty well. What I can see maybe where I would like to just, I would just like to make you relax. Just, I mean, you seem pretty rigid to me, even like when you're carrying your show stick. Your show stick is way out away from your body when you're walking. That's probably all right. The problem today with me, Jim, that's what I noticed. And what I'm trying to be is you have to be one unit. How you handle your animal and walk her into it, like what you're doing right now, and get her set up. Most of the time, she does that very well. So you're very deserving of a purple ribbon. I just wasn't going to bring you back in the final drive. The next young man that has some of them twitches that maybe he knows when to walk that animal in there and do that right. I think coming through that halter, though, that nervous twitches, sometimes your steer is set up, and as you're exchanging your hand to your show stick, he gets moved before you get everything just quite set up. And so that's one of the things that, it just many times in a show ring that happens. This young man, when he come in the show, his animal walking around the ring probably walks as well as any of them. What I would like him to do when he does get When he does pull into position, probably set their feet up just a little quicker, get the animal to look as good as he can. Right now, if he'd been doing that all the time, we'd have been spot on. Over there, he was not doing that. But as far as walking around the ring and just getting around and doing what you're supposed to do, what's going on? You did an awesome job. Give the exhibitors a round of applause as they exit the ring.
Congratulations to our top 2 Purple Award winners. Will be coming back after group number 4 to compete for the overall senior showman. Hayden Wilbur and Peyton Humphreys of Wymore. Receiving the 3rd purple in that class is Trevor Tapia Wilbur. In blue went to Xander Seaman of Blue Springs and Boston Crawford of Beatrice. Entering the ring now is group number 2 senior showman. First call for group number 3. Our first lost and found item of the day is a completely pink scotch comb. I believe it was outside the door laying on the ground. If it is yours, come on up to the announcer's table. Again, a all pink scotch comb. You're missing one. Come on up. Second call for group 3, senior showman. Second call, group 3. Final call for Group 3. Final call, Group 3 Senior Showman.
This poor young man with this watch here, if you're running a relay and you're carrying the baton, unfortunately he dropped the baton. Usually when you drop the baton, your person behind it don't step on it, so your show stick turns into a many different shaped thing, and he was doing such a great job, and I'm not trying to embarrass him at all, but I know what that's like when you're in hands of stress, they're wanting to get over into that line, and everything pretty well fell apart in about 5 seconds, didn't it? It's not, I mean, when you're doing what you're doing there, it's incredible, and you are very deserving of a purple ribbon. I love your smile. You can smile even though things didn't go that well. So I'm going to give you all the credit in the world. It's just like that relay and that last pass of that, it just didn't go that well. So I'm not going to change it. I'd maybe see if you can straighter show stick for the rest of the day or depend out. Otherwise, you're the leader. When things went bad, keep all that stuff. This is just a one incident. Don't keep it. He is Mr. Calm. I'll bet you that heifer at 9 o'clock tonight when Carnival ride up, I bet he could stand her in line with the Carnival legends. She wouldn't do anything. What I would like him to do is maybe just set her up a little quicker. But as far as how he is handled that heifer and her what he has done before, yeah, a little bit. But when you can have one that you can walk around the ring and do all those things, turn her head up, he does those things right. Maybe when you're standing, I'd like you to get out in front of her a little more, get out in front of that head. Great job. All you exhibitors, we'll see you back a little bit. Give them a round of applause as they exit.
Results of group number 2. 4 purples and 1 blue class. Top 3 will compete overall senior after 4. Those 3 are Justin Kapke of Cleveland, Dan Skoik of Beatrice, and Avery Krause of Burke. With purple in the class went to Sheldon Crawford of Beatrice. And receiving a blue is Jake Wallenberg of DeWitt. In the ring now is group number 3, Senior Showman. First call for group number 4. call, Group 4. Senior, second call, Group 4. Final call, Group 4, Senior Showman. Final call, Group 4.
You just came in stood in position. I would see what we're going to bring back. Both of these exhibitors, I like what both of these exhibitors do. I wasn't a fan to and he wants to move with them. And that's a disadvantage today in the ship part of it. I'll bet you at home, if everything would have stood the same way all the time, that steer probably would have done it. Look, I like that and see the asset and see you. You don't change a lot, just make that do what you do just a little bit quicker. Like the Baldy, same way. When she walks the steer and they're walking her position and how she leads that steer and how that steer walks around the ring is excellent. When we get in a line and want to set up, he doesn't set up quite as quick or stay set up quite as long. Great job that you exhibit exit the ring. Let's give them a round of applause.
Congratulations to the top 2 purple award winners that'll be coming back and competing after for the also is a final. First call for those exhibitors that were selected in 1 to compete for a second call for our seniors of group 1, 2, and 3 that were chosen to come back and compete for overall seniors. Second call for those exhibitors. A pig exhibitor yesterday in weigh-in. The sheets to send out the market lives auction. We do have the stand here in the show. If you do one of those forms, we highly recommend all of you who do show market livestock grab one of these forms. We put that premium auction, come up again from the officer stand.
So in this particular heat, I chose not to bring it. This will be, it's also interesting now. If this heat would have come in first, I probably not knowing what was behind, I maybe would have brought one or two of these exhibitors, not, just to make sure I was covered. As I'm out here and I watch what they're doing, and I'm going to explain to you why I did not bring these back. As I think about the ones I did back in the purple category, as you watch each of these, we've been struggling a little with control. Just the ring awareness that we're supposed to go. The first young thing I love is just shows what he got in the ring. He knew more of what we were trying to do. What we wanted to do. They just got in the wrong. Moving and doing stuff. That kind of took that heifer's attention to that, and she never wanted to quite cooperate. And I can tell how she does things and how her is. That she can definitely get one. Unfortunately, that heifer just didn't want to cooperate and do that today. That young lady is simple. Just your awareness, maybe always making sure that I would really appreciate that a little quicker. Just maybe your exchange from the halter between that and getting ready to set that. This is a young man that probably was right on the line of what I could do with him. And I was watching him, and like I said, it was the dog class where there was so much going on that his animal now, awesome job of getting that one stuck. But I would tell you, young man, when you are moving a foot and you know you need to move a foot in the right place, that point in time, don't ever worry about what I am. Get her set up, stick with the mass of what you can make her look like, and then focus back on me. But when you're working on getting her where you want her, don't worry about your focus on me, and that's a big fine line. That's maybe just a little bit. Next young man, I love his demeanor. I love how calm he is. I just on the side and stuff like him, get her set up a little faster, or even set up right now. Give her that profile. That before. Once again, give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Entering the ring now is going to be our juniors at the barn. Little tip trick is to come out to the ring and see what Johnny's looking for today. And we have a transcript of the senior out here. This is how we learn get to that next level. Two, Dustin Kapke and Jordan Vaskoik. Kraus. Out of group 3 is Kelly Schlickman and Tatum Schroeder. Results of group 4 has consisted of 5 blues. Second call, Group 1, Intermediate Showman. Second call, Group 1. Final call for Group 1, Intermediate Showman. Final call, Group 1.
as I get these seniors shown. For me, when I'm judging showmanship, the hardest thing to do is judge showmanship. What you want to do is select that top 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 all the way down there. When you realize how hard these young people work to get to this point, and how other animals work. A couple comments that I'm going to though is a lot of times when I judge showmanship and the first heat that comes in, I don't know if I've ever had a heat where 5 or 6 guys coming in, and in my next heat, first 3 in were guys, and I thought, this is impressive. A lot of times when we get to this age, we get a little frustrated or whatever that word is, and maybe come out for showmanship. I think that's so impressive, and then to be the quality that they are out here showing. My hat's off to you guys that come out here and come out and be as good at it as you are. For me, when I'm doing this, the other thing that goes in my mind, if I were going to start a basketball team or football team, I got 4 of the front runners right here. I'm not asking them, you like sports, what sport? I believe you said you're going to go play ball at Gordia. And each one was telling me, about that. And I'm not very smart, so I think it's a very smart question. But I sure talk about their life, what interests them, what else they like to do. And I get way more out of that and asking them, making some kind of answer that I don't know the answers to. So I'm going to try to fool anybody, but I want these kids a wonderful experience out here. I like talking. That's what I get out of it. So when I'm looking at these, and I don't know how many years I've been coming here, one of the times, but their times haven't changed much. Except boys have just about Vegas, what I would tell you. And it's a I'm talent they're ready to talk. You guys, this young man, sometimes when you're saying that pledge of allegiance, once you start, I said, or the whole. So yeah, he get out here, and he told me that if I wanted to, I bring as many as 4 for final drive, the Supreme Showmanship. I still have to get here and I just love the way he comes in. He see the confidence, what he does, full he's done everything done, and I admire all that about him. He's maybe once or twice back leg move. Young man probably have set up pretty fast. Set up pretty relaxed. He gets a little quick when he I maybe would move and just that's just a preference. Man, I play ball. He kind of just like that. sets the animal up. He has tremendous control. Steer, he's not 6 inches, and those feet are going to get up there. That's great that you would work on at home. Very, very impressive. You're home, you get out front of that animal. And that's not an easy animal. I mean, that big old steer is kind of lumber in the ring. You would really get caught. This young man, we're either going to have you at the gate, or you're just going to remember to duck, because you come in, the boy, I love how you get out away from the heifer, always pay attention to where that heifer is at. You're calm, you don't ever get hurt. Had a great conversation with you. Same with this young lady. And when I'm talking, I mean, I don't want to change things, but I just have to and stuff like that. So you got to deal with me today. Keep that smile on your face. One thing, the pro baseball players that hit 300 are great players. That's 3 out of 10 times. Something good. So you're all doing something good. You're just maybe not going to get to me today. History late. You know, things on those, and her tail is up a little bit. So you got to learn to walk the speed of the animal. You can't start dragging them. That doesn't do you much good, because then the heifer doesn't look good and you get frustrated. She does that. Next young lady also, this is a steer that looks like he knows what a cool barn is, or where there's fans and stuff. So sometimes when you come out here and they get a little tired, she knows to keep that head up, keep them look as good as she can at all times. What an awesome set. Paris leaders, everybody be proud. I'm the fountain selection. From champion to power, take nothing from all these go around. Give everybody a great handshake. Very, very impressive way to start your senior showman.
Congratulations, your top showman here at the County Fair for 2024 is Hayden Warner. Reserve champion Jordan Van Sloik of Beatrice. Receiving third, Avery Krause of Burr. And fourth is Tatum Schroeder of Beatrice. Is group one. Their intermediate division. These are 34Hers at age 11 to 13. First call for group number 2. We have a lot of intermediates today. We have 6 groups. We'd like to thank the Senior Division Belt Buckle sponsor with Jay and Terry Levine. Also this year, the South Nebraska Cattleman is providing a $100 gift for the senior and intermediate division. That's something new this year, $100. Thank you to Southeast Nebraska Cattlemen. Second call for Group 2. Second call for Group 2 Intermediate Showman.
In the first intermediate, these two coming over here, coming back, and I'll just describe these. I tell you what, you can tell that this young man right here loves showing. It's a passion of his, so much so that he probably, one he wants his effort to stop or place, or, you know, just kind of chill. That's when your motor starts running just a little fast, and she's into that. Turn yourself around like you do, like you've been doing, and walk her into slowly, so that your motor slows down a little bit. It's unbelievable, and it's hard to believe. When your motor goes fast, and that motor goes down your arm, through the halter, into her head, and she moves so fast. You have to present it like this, and just slow down when you're sitting, like right there. Now you scratch her slow, get out her just you feel home run. That's what we need out of it. But we got just get you to gear down a little when you're sitting there. Have to gear down, and everybody stands like we need to. This young lady has that, where she has that. heifer's not used to it. Your heifer's a little higher in the top. If you would let you use it, shows you longer. Just bring it down and then just one nice stroke. And after just give me a little better side time, you get in front of your heifer. Really, the showman's best is still learning the ring and knowing how to do that. He just doesn't quite have that ring present. Once again, young man, what I'd advise you to do is come back now. Once you get your calf to the barn, come back and watch this showmanship and stuff. Just keep seeing what other kids do. Put that in your brain, and you go home and work on that. And get back to the show. Great job. Please exhibit a round of applause.
Group number one in the intermediate division. Team Purple coming back is going to be Dalton Bourne of Wyomore. Stevie Blues in that class, Dayton Pullman of DeWitt, Barnard of Beatrice, and Lawton Kubik of Hickman. In the ring is group number 2 intermediate showman, first ball for number 3 intermediates. Second ball, group 3. Final call, Group 3. Final call, Group 3.
In this particular direction, I'm a young man and talk about these 5 exhibitors out here. Calf up here, and that's perfectly fine. I have nothing against that. That Hector's got a great position. Probably doesn't set her feet up maybe what I would like him to do, and I'm not saying that Hector's ready for that, but I would like him to prove to me that her feet can be set up a little square, just get her in position. The other thing that maybe would help her a little bit, if the guy could even put a new couple of holes in that leather strap, if you could even get that halter up on her nose a little more, that would maybe make her feel a little more comfortable. I also like you young man, just step right there. No, don't bring that with you. There you go. Just like that. I like that you get you just out away from her. This young lady here, this her first year. I thought when he first came in, I'm going to come out here and just stick it for her and really make it easy to show. And he absolutely has decided that walking is all he wants to do. He does not want to just stop. And I can tell that at home, I bet all the time she worked at home, she does not like that steer as much as she has in this spring. He just doesn't want to cooperate. One thing, and wants to get a personal thing, to sure young lady, he wouldn't cut the foot of that strap off. I don't mean real short, but sometimes that's dragging on the ground. You step on it a little bit at one time, and if you just take a foot of that off so that it's out of your way and not shows up when they keep walking, then you start messing that a little bit. I love how calm the demeanor is, but I like him to do. Steer's been standing there pretty well. Is just keep working on getting them feet set, bring that foot up a little, offset the other way. Now, if you bring that foot on your side up, well, now up a little. Just bring that gap to you just a little bit again. Oh, there you go. Now you're pretty dang close. So for a little while, while I'm looking, you can leave that. Then foot on your side. If you move that back just a little, that's close. This young man, as far as just getting my attention, when he comes in and his eye, he looks at you and he gives a little bit of a smile at you, and now he's got that set up before he had them back feet the opposite way, and we just need you to get that offside foot set forward a little. Just go ahead and lead her up a little bit more. Just a fraction. Let's practice on setting her. There you go. There you go. Go slow. Now you step out in front of her right there. Now scratch her slowly in that breast area. Just slow. Nice stroke. Now get her head up. Just now. That's what I'm looking for. And if she moves, you get back to that position for me. So this young man, once again, you start showing smaller calves that they got under their own. This young man is trying to get their feet set. The calf just doesn't quite understand that show stick and everything. So that's just something we got to do a little more. Getting that calf and everything. Keep the head up. Give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Results of Group 2, the Purple Award winner that'll come back and compete for the overall Beef Showman after Group 6 is Chanel Diller. Receiving blue in the class, Weston Whitaker of Whitemore, Elise Derrickson of Cortland, Liam Gokin of Fairbury, Addison Brandt of Clatonia, and Bryson Packey also of Clatonia. Into the ring is group number 3 intermediate showman. First call for group number 4. second call, Group 4 intermediates. Second call, Group 4. Handed out at the weigh-in yesterday. If you're in need of that form, come on up to the cattle announcer stand.
In this particular heat, I'm going to bring back one exhibitor. This young man was right on the borderline. I'm going to keep him in the purple ribbons, just not going to bring him back into that final drive. And there's times that he keeps his animals set up like he has it right now, and I can appreciate everything he does, and then that makes it very deserving to move up. What I'm going to tell you, young man, when you were right here and your animal wanted to walk, instead of just taking a couple more steps and setting him up, you wanted to keep him back there. I would just assume you would have filled that gap and just walked him up there a little bit farther, or walked her up there. The other thing that I would like you to do, just from a personal view, is once you get her set up, turn your body this way and get straight out in front of her. There you go. Just square yourself up with her. But man, you've worked on her as far as the hair coat, how she handles with you. You two make a very nice team. I just would like you to fill the gap. The young man with the red steer, that steer, I'm going to guess the way it looks to me, has not had that chain holder on him very many times. And so I think he's just fighting the halter. I don't think that steer really wants to react in a bad way, but it's just uncomfortable to him, because whenever he puts a little pressure, that steer starts throwing his head and stuff, and it looks like it's just a little annoying to the steer. Well, then that unfortunately makes the steer not respond quite as quickly, set up quite as much. But that young man definitely has done his work as far as a disposition on the steer. The next young man, once again, that calf from just being calm, walking around the ring, he does that very well. I just need him to get set up quicker, get that, when you get on a side profile and stuff, get those legs set up a little quicker. Next young man, I just need you to be a little more aware where I am at all times. And one thing you got to watch with that show stick, when you're starting to turn, and sometimes your stick comes out a little too wide. You don't want to hook anybody with that. And one other thing, and it seems I realize sometimes we try to put this in perspective, but your show stick, in my mind, is a little too short. Like if you need to reach the back feet, you have trouble reaching because of that length. I would maybe, because of your height and where you're at, give you just a little longer show stick, or extend that one a little longer, and maybe that would let you set it up a little bit. The young lady with the smaller heifer calf here is that calf just once again, the ring awareness of that calf still learning everything, how he's supposed to, what he's supposed to do. I'd like you to hold the head up a little bit more. I understand when she's leading that calf, it's hard. She broke her thumb in gymnastics, and that makes that cast makes that harder to hold when you're leading that calf. But boy, you got to appreciate that young lady's smile. She's out here working hard. Give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations, your group number 3 top showman, coming back to compete for overall intermediate showman after group 6. Luke Katz of Beatrice. Second purple in that class, Austin Costle of Odell. Receiving blues, Shelby Kapke of Over, Easton Thompson of Odell, Caden Allington of Wymore, and Logan Koenig of Beatrice. In the ring is group number 4 intermediate showman. First call for group number 5. First call, group 5. Second call, group 5 intermediate showman. Second call, group 5. Final call, Group 5 intermediates. Final call, Group 5.
I do have to tell one quick story, and it's not because my memory, believe me, people tell me my memory isn't very good, but one thing that reminded me, when this young man come walking in the ring, immediately it triggered something in my mind. And I said, quite a few years ago when you came in, I asked you, I said, who does your hair? And he said, my mom. And I said, do you remember that? He said, yeah, except I do my own hair now. So he said, but immediately when he walked in, I thought, my hair still don't look like his, but I still like how his looks. So, that's what it's all about. It's just funny how as soon as he hit the ring and gave me that smile, that triggered that off. So this young man right here, man, I like a lot of things he does. I mean, he came in the ring, and his heifer just gets a little too fast for him today. He knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing as far as getting that animal set up. Normally, if she'll slow down and set it up for him, then it all goes pretty well. But she came in a little fast. A little bit of frustration maybe set in just because he had high expectations, and then that heifer at times, as long as nothing was moving, like what happens a lot of times, then she was doing everything. And right at the end over there, man, he had her stuck immediately, but when everybody moved, then she wanted to move, and he just couldn't quite get her controlled. And today, when we have some of those really high-end showmen that their cattle are working good, then that dropped him a ribbon placing. And when I talk about he's still a high-end showman, his heifer was just an average showman today, and that hurt him. The young man with the shorthorn influence heifer, very calm, very, very relaxed. I like that about you. The thing that I need you to do is probably just check them feet. Right now you have them where they need to be. Just sell yourself a little more. When you come in that ring, be very confident, believe in what you're doing, and then I'm going to notice you as that you want to be really competitive. So I just pick up that intensity, keep checking them feet, and like I said, not right now. You got her set up the way I'd like. There were just a couple times she was out of position. Give these exhibitors a round of applause as they exit the ring.
Out of Group 4, four receive purples and will be coming back to compete after the conclusion of Group number 6. Receiving purples, Landry Krause of Burr, Chase Larson of Beatrice, Claire Shelley of DeWitt, and Grace Lovell of Adams. Receiving blues, Bo Beavers of Beatrice and Bentley Myers of Wilper. Entering the ring is Group number 5 intermediate showman. First call for Group number 6 intermediates. First call, Group 6. Second call, Group 6, Intermediate Showman. The second call, Group 6. Final call for Group 6, Intermediate Showman. Final call, Group 6.
In this particular class, I'm going to brag on just the quickness of the kids and the want-to of these kids in this side. This young man, I mean, that's a big old steer that he's showing, and when that steer just walks into it and sets up, everything's good. When that steer decides to go, that's not a very big stop in front of him to make that steer stop. As if you were watching there, he got his foot stepped on, dropped his show stick, and still never, never missed stride. And I don't know how that all worked. I guess that steer just got off of him just in time. He knew right where that show stick was. And, when I look at that, I just marvel. I'm keeping him in a purple ribbon just because his desire and his know where that was supposed to be everything. He never got ruffled, never got anything. I bet his toes are going to hurt when he walks out of this ring, but he never showed that at all. And he does so many things right. Like I said, so deserving to be in that purple ribbon group. We're going to have a fair amount of them kids come back. And so what I'd ask a young man is don't change too much, but once you get the calf back to the stall, go ahead, come up and watch that final drive. And like your animal just didn't want to quite give to you what you wanted to give to him, but just keep working hard. The young man with the Charolais heifer. Now that dude right there, I bet he could cowboy up, and there wouldn't be anything he couldn't do, because he not only got stepped on, knocked to the ground, he didn't let go of the calf or the show stick, and immediately popped up, got his heifer in position, and kept working on it. It's just one of those days that heifer isn't going to cooperate for him. But boy, he has a desire and a want-to that I want in all of my kids. The young man with this last female here, she just is a little too on the go too. He just wouldn't never quite set up. Nice set of exhibitors there. Let's give those a round of applause.
Results of Group 5. The classic consisted of 3 purples and 1 blue. The one exhibitor will come back and compete for overall intermediate showman after Group 6. It's going to be Preston Costel of Will. Also receiving purples, Karsten Schnelly of DeWitt and Jonah Lovell of Adams. Receiving blue is Gage Argo of Liberty. Here in the ring is our last class of intermediates. This is Group 6. First call for any of you that were selected to come back for the finals from Group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll be competing for the overall intermediate showman after Group 6. Second call for our intermediate showman, the finalists from Group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So making their way to the ring. Second call for those finalists in intermediate showmanship. Final call for our intermediate showman finalists that were selected from group 1 through 5. Please be up at the ring. That'll happen after this class is completed.
In this last heat of intermediate showmanship, I'm going to give 3 blues and 3 purples. This young man with the Hereford heifer's right on the bubble of getting in that purple. There's a couple things. Of course, his heifer right at the end started moving on him and pushing him around a little more. Young man, when I was going to walk in the front of him and look at the front end, at that point in time, if there's any way, listen to me just a second, just leave her feet. If there's any way that you could have left that heifer and set her front feet up for me and just give me that front view, but you walked right by me, and just that split second of that's all I was going to do is walk by. So I just would have, in a grand scheme of things, if you can make her stand just long enough that I can get by you, that would be to your advantage. But boy, the way you groom that hair and you've worked on her, and like I said, I know that she at home sets up and shows well, because I can see what you have going on today. She would set up, but once she started to move, she would take off pretty good. Next young man, probably just your ring awareness. What I'm going to compliment you on, though, you knew that your heifer wasn't quite set up, and you kept working on it. And I admire that, because sometimes if you just quit, then I'm thinking, does he know she's not set up? I watched you that whole time, and you kept working and working and working, trying to get them feet. So you'll go a long ways. That heifer just wouldn't quite do it. You had her set up pretty close there. I like that. The next young lady, man, if you like smiles, this young lady has it. She draws you right to her. What I just need you to do is just work on your animal a little bit. Don't, as far as getting them feet set up, don't ever set the show stick on the ground. Just keep that off the ground, and just watch when you're turning. Don't try to catch grandma with it as you go by. So just always keep your show stick down so nobody gets hurt. You just keep working on that. Your ring, as you keep coming in the ring, it'll keep getting better. When you come in later today to show him, think about that. Keep your show stick down. He'll get better. Just keep working. All right, give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Results of Group 6. A class consisted of 3 purples and 3 blues. Receiving purples and who will compete for the overall intermediate here is Zach Schnelly of Beatrice, Dayton Dorn of Adams, and Laney Tronick of Wymore. Receiving blues in that class, Landon Cook of Odell, Trevor Spooker of DeWitt, and Monroe Thompson of Odell. In the ring is going to be our overall intermediate selection. These are 4-Hers that are age 11 to 13. Our finalists from Group 1 is Dalton Dorn and Hannah Schnelly. Out of Group number 2 is Lane Schnelly. Group number 3, Luke Katz. Out of Group 4, Landry Krause, Chase Larson, Claire Schnelly, and Grace Lavelle. Out of Group 5, Preston Costal. And then out of Group 6, Zach Schnelly, Dayton Dorn, and Lee Tronick. First call for Group number 1, Junior Showman. First call, Group 1. Second call, Group 1 juniors. Second call, Group 1. Final call for Group 1, Junior Showman. Final call, Group 1.
Well, this is incredible, and I knew with that many heats and remembering how that talent would be coming to me, there's no doubt. I don't remember when Gage County called me to ask me to judge. I don't think I told them enough money for what I was going to get into. I think that this is, like I tell people, I can sort cattle all day, and you can disagree or agree how I place those cattle. When I start placing the kids, then that gets to be a whole different world for me, because the talent level of these kids is incredible, and when they get back out here, you can see the want, the intensity level, the desire of how, and when it gets down to something like this, it's not probably, and this is so hard to explain when you have 12 kids out here, it's probably not what they did wrong, and maybe if there's a calf that moves a little more today than some of the others, that's probably why they're not going to get in the top 3 or 4. But what they're doing, and how they handle their animals, and where they position themselves, and how they know where I am and what we're doing, that goes credit to all of you people around the ring. That's the work at home that shows up. I'm going to touch base a little bit on all of these kids. The young man with what looks like a red Angus heifer, I don't know for sure if that's what she is. That heifer, what you have to believe a lot of times when you walk that heifer in, she is already set up. And it's like you're doubting yourself, and then you make her move a little more. Believe in her first stop, because a lot of times she's set up, and then you move her a little more. So just what I'm saying is take a glance and say, that's pretty good. Maybe I can make it a little better, but not while he's looking. You know what I'm saying? Very fine line, because, how you present her, how you condition her or feeding her, her bloom, her look, all spot on. So, don't tweak that, but believe in you and her, what you worked on, and keep doing that. Same with this young man. When he gets her set up, you just question yourself a little, and you're doing good, but believe, maybe you yourself step out in front of your heifer now. Don't, there you go. Don't take a halter with you. Keep that out there. But keep selling yourself. You got this part down. Now convince me that you are the best, okay? That just, when you come in the ring. This young lady with a Charolais heifer, I know she can flat show one. When she was first out here, that heifer wanted to push her around a little. Now the second time in the ring, she's even cooperating a little bit better. And you know that they have been a tremendous team at home. I really admire that. The young lady with the black steer, when you look into her eyes, she just draws you to her. She has a wonderful eye contact. She knows what she wants that steer to do. That big old bugger at times decides what he wants to do, and so that just separates you at times. The Charolais calf here, I love how you show. Once in a while, he doesn't love how you show, and he moves around a little more. That's all right. He's young. He'll get. I don't know, because it's going to get hot, whether we're going to have a crowd like this. I'm going to challenge all of you a little different way. I'm going to give my grand champion speech before this. I don't know if everybody in this barn knows how many fair board members there are here, and if you know them personally, but I'm going to challenge you to know at least 3 or 4 of them, and not walk by them casually and say, hey, nice fair. Grab their hand, shake their hand, and say, thank you. Thank you for all the work, preparation you do for this. I have been on the other side of fairs now for 6 years, being co-fair manager, I just finished a 24-day out of 25 of July at the Burke County Fair. I promise you, when you go to the fair, if you think sleep is a priority, you don't understand fairs. So when you find those fair board members, don't just pat on the back. Go shake their hand, tell them thank you, and what can I do to help? If you have something you don't like, you better have a solution, and you better have your gloves on so you can go help do what change you want to be. Don't be that one that says you shoulda, coulda. They have shoulda, coulda, and you just got to go help them. Thank you.
Congratulations to the overall intermediate showman here at the 2024 Gage County Fair. It goes to Laney Tronick of Wymore. Second place, your reserve champion. Congratulations to Luke Katz of Beatrice. Third was Landry Krause of Burr. And fourth is Dayton Dorn of Adams. We are now moving into the junior division. This is going to be group number 1. First call for group number 2. Great to see a lot of kids here today, a lot of classes. We're going to have 5 classes of juniors today, just like the intermediates. We're going to have our top exhibitors from each class that Johnny decides to bring back. They'll come back for the overall of group 5. Final call for group number 2 juniors. Final call, group 2.
This particular heat, only 4 exhibitors out here. This young lady is who I'm going to bring back. As you can see, these exhibitors, they're just not making it quite as nice a team. Maybe their exchange from switching to the left hand with the halter and the show stick, maybe that's just something that just gradually comes. Sometimes that light switch goes off and all that feels more comfortable. The one thing as parents and leaders that I would work on these kids a little bit is just telling them how much, when to start that stop sign as far as giving yourself enough room. Just do not get to the spot, kids. Do not get to the spot and then try to stop. Turn your back, start scratching them and walk them into that position, and that'll just make it a little easier. Great job to these exhibitors. Let's give them a round of applause.
Results of group number 1. Congratulations to Blakely Katz of Beatrice. She is the Purple Award winner. She will come back and compete for the overall junior showman after group 5. Remaining 3 in the class receiving blues, Augie Wallenberg of DeWitt, Bo McClintock of Odell, and Trevin Dorn of Wymore. Now entering the ring is group number 2, junior showman. Our junior division this year is ages 10 and younger.
We would like to call your attention to the fact that the Gage County Ag Society presents Pee Wee Showmanship as always. We're excited to give the kids an opportunity to get in the ring. This will be following the overall finals. So it's a little bit of a wait this morning, kids, but hang in there. And we want to see you in the ring with an older kid, with family. We'll make sure we got enough people in the show ring to help you. But we got a backpack for you from Farm Credit Services of America and the Gage County Ag Society. So following the finals, we'll get you in there for Pee Wee Showmanship. Thank you.
Second call for group number 3, intermediate, or junior showman, excuse me. Second call, group 3. Final call, Group 3, Junior Showman. Final call, Group 3.
In the second group of junior showmen, I'm just going to bring back one exhibitor again, and as I have talked a little bit of these kids and just to carry on a little bit of a conversation, when they have these, and I assume, I asked at least two of them that if these were their bucket calf projects, and I'm not taking anything away from that, but sometimes, and I do not understand why bucket calves don't like to lead. You would think that they would be some of the easiest things. The disposition is always really good, but sometimes they just don't lead and get up and go like they're supposed to. So this young lady, though, I like her attention, how she gives that to me. I would like her to maybe work at getting them feet set up a little bit, and I know that's tough. And same with this next young man. Now that's a pretty talented young man. If you watch, he's holding the calf between his legs, and he's putting the ribbon in his back pocket. So you got a tame calf if you can pull the strap between the legs and hold the calf, put the ribbon in the pocket. So that shows you how broke those calves are. Now, he might not lead, but he isn't going to run away either. The young man with the baldy heifer, I would just like to get him to exchange and turn, get that show holder in his left hand when he's getting that calf set up. Boy, he's done a nice job of getting her in the right condition, getting her looking fresh. Just like to change how he just does that halter exchange. This young lady, I just admire her. She keeps, that's cool about her. She knew I wasn't done talking. She stopped and stayed in the ring. I like that about it. That just means she has that ring awareness. She's going to just keep getting better and better. Give those exhibitors a round of applause.
Results of Group 2. Congratulations. The Purple Award winner that'll come back and compete for the overall junior after Group 5 is Charity Schnelly of DeWitt. Receiving blues in the class, Savannah Plachek of Catonia, Judd Holsing of DeWitt, Kason Niemeyer of Cortland, and Macy Kapke of Wilbur. In the ring is group number 3 juniors. First call for Group 4. First call, Group 4. Second call, Group 4, Junior Showman. Second call, Group 4. Final call for Group 4, Junior Showman. Final call, Group 4.
Well, on some of those classes where I was just bringing one back, I guess I maybe was preparing for this class. Just a tremendous set of showmen, and that's really nitpicking to take this Victoria man out of that lineup. Just when this whole class come in, you could see the intensity, the one thing that maybe just separated this young man from those others is his calf just didn't set up quite as well, and his ring awareness, he kept his eye on me, but I'd just like him to keep that animal set up a little bit more. But just a cool set of kids and just an outstanding set of showmen. So give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Strong group of showmen here out of group number 3, receiving purples. All 5 are going to come back and compete for the overall juniors after group number 5. Receiving purples in the class: Grayson Krause of Burr, Samuel Schnelly of Diller, Jordan Linder of Blue Springs, Kinley Allington of Wymore, and Claire Lovell of Adams. Receiving blue is Axon Brandt of Claytonian. At the ring will be coming in group number 4 of juniors. First call for group number 5. First call, group 5 junior showman. Second call, Group 5 juniors. Second call, Group 5. If you're interested in Pee Wee Showmanship, that is going to follow the overall showmanship finals. So we'll have juniors. Once juniors are done, we'll bring back the seniors, intermediate, and juniors to compete for the overall showman. Following that is when the Pee Wee Showmanship will occur. Final call for group number 5 juniors. Final call, group 5.
In this particular class, once again, I'll bring these 3 back. I like watching this young man show. If you just watch, and granted that calf, I'm going to guess that he's been feeding it to the bottle for a while and stuff. And those two have a really awesome relationship. And that calf, I talk about sometimes these bucket calves don't set up and stuff. That young man most of the time gets that calf set up really well. Now, once again, when I described, I do not know why they don't like to lead. Our ringmen have had their share of twisted tails on them bucket calves, but boy, you look at how his posture is and how he stands, and how calm he is using that snow stick. That young man has a world of potential. That young lady, if you don't think she has potential at winning people over with a smile like that and a complexion like that, sometimes you can't even look at the animal just because of how her eyes and everything attract you to her. Her posture, look at her posture, how I've been talking all day of where you want that body and what she does. She does that so well, and she does it with a happiness and an eagerness that is second to none. Give both of these exhibitors a round of applause. Awesome job.
Coming into the ring is group number 5 of juniors. Following selection of this, we need the exhibitors who are selected to come back from group 1, 2, 3, and 4 to come up to the ring to compete for the overall junior selection. Second call for our finalists from group 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the junior classes. Please make your way to the ring. Second call for those finalists. Final call for our finalists from group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Please make your way to the ring.
In this final heat of Junior Showman, this young lady here with this black and white heifer calf, she has a lot of things that she does very correctly with that heifer. When you watch her, as far as her posture, how she holds that head, I like those things. She's pretty calm with that show stick, too. She's pretty relaxed. Right now, that heifer calf walked up and stood pretty close to where I would like it. It's just one of those things that when you come out here and there's all these people and stuff, there's a lot going on, and the first impression there that I had, she just didn't want to set up quite as well. She kind of would have gave me that look from the beginning. That probably would have got her up into that purple ribbon. The next young man, as I've been talking all day, these calves are extremely tame. I admire that about it. He has tried to get this heifer set up and stuff. She has a place where she likes her feet better than he does, and it's hard, but the thing that I like about what he's doing is he keeps trying, keeps getting that thing, tries to get it in position. Give these exhibitors a round of applause as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, the top two Purple Award winners. Coming back to compete for the overall Junior Showman is Paisley's T. Brand of Jansen and Liam Schnelly of Diller. Receiving blues, Heidi Cook of Bodell and Riker Whitwer of Wymore. In the ring now, we have the finalists from all of our groups, the first 5 groups. Out of group number 1, Blakely Katz. Out of group 2, Charity Schnelly. Group 3 had 5 of them: Grayson Krause, Samuel Schnelly, Jared Linder, Kinley Allington, Claire Lovell. Group 4 had Miles Esau and Harper Schmidt and Ella Schnelly. And out of group 5, Paisley Seabrandt and Liam Schnelly. Once again, this is for selection of the champion and reserve junior division. These are 4-Hers that are 10 and younger. Following this, we need to have the top 4 seniors and top 4 intermediates should be coming up to the ring. You'll be competing for the top 4 awards for overall showmanship. I'd like to thank Security First Bank for being here today. I believe they're going to be handing out those awards. Once again, if you are a top 4 finalist of seniors or intermediates, please make your way to the ring. Exhibitors, as of now, after Pee Wee Showmanship, we'll plan to take a lunch break. That's going to guess it'll be 20 minutes. We'll know more when we get closer to Pee Wee, see what time it is and what the time slot looks like. But just know that after Pee Wee, there will be a break. Just want to allow you enough time to get your animals ready for when we go into our market show.
As I get ready to select your top couple of these junior showmen, and I am not going to go through and place any of these more than your champion in reserve. All of these young showmen are very deserving to be out here, and once again, Gage County, pat yourselves on the back. This set of junior showmen is incredible. There's county fairs that would like to have this many junior showmen just showing junior showmanship, leave alone of this talent. So I'll go through and just say a few things about each exhibitor and then select your champion. This young lady was in the very first heat. It was a pretty obvious choice that she wanted to come out here and compete. You can tell, and she has that. She doesn't give you a smile. She gives you a little smirk, like if you don't pay attention to me, I got a pretty long show stick, and I'll tap you on the top of the head and just make sure you're watching me, because I do have that ability. The second young lady is very similar. I mean, when I was watching her, watching her walk, I just admire the posture and where she has that show stick. She doesn't have it way out in front of her. She has it straight down right there in perfect position. I like where she is now. I maybe would move her out in front of her calf just a fraction, but the thing you got to remember about these junior showmen, them heads get heavy, and if that heifer has just a little heavier head, the closer you are, the little more arm strength you have in that to do that. The next young man, I was talking to him. I said, I bet I know who your brother is. I said, the hairdos match. But, boy, you talk about not only stamping the hairdo, you stamp the show ability. And this young man absolutely has fallen in the footsteps of how to present yourself and a calf at the same time. Just an outstanding job by him. The next young man, his heifer now is starting to slow down. I mean, when I was watching him out there in his class, his heifer kind of would push through the first stop at first and make it a little harder for him to get her set up. Now she's kind of got the whole perspective slowed down, working with him. I like that about it. Once again, if that head doesn't get too heavy, just move right there. Great positioning. Here's a young man that has to work really hard because this calf will not walk. I mean, she just likes standing. But boy, when he gets her set up, I've been talking about how you offset that hind leg, where you position your body, how you stand proud. He does all those things really well. The next young lady, boy, look at those eyes and smile. Man, do you think she's enjoying it out here? That sells herself right there, just how cool she is and how much she enjoys showing cattle. In my little preference, I would turn you just a little bit like that, and that's just a very mild change. I mean, don't tweak too much, because how you look and what you do is incredible. Once again, when I talk about posture and how you look at how proud she is and what she does, there's times that heifer wanted to walk through her a little bit like that. Boy, she's pretty hard-headed. She's not going to let her go very far, and then she's going to get her back in place and get her set up. This young lady with this big female, I mean, when you stop and think about it, and I'm sure on the sideline there's people saying, keep that head up, keep that head up. You have to realize how big that animal is and where she has to position herself. The biggest thing, I watch her when that cow wants to, or that female wants to swing her head, she gets her head out of the way so she don't get knocked out by that female right there, and she just does a superb job. She doesn't always just mind the halter just because she's at that age that she thinks there's better places to be. The young lady with the Charlet heifer, once again, you can see that intensity, that little bit of smirk, that how much she enjoys and loves being out here. Just an incredible, incredible job by her. Once again, I admire the posture she has. This young man, when he came in the ring, and if you watch him and he's got that little bit of whistle or whatever he does, he's always trying to make sure that heifer that she has his attention. He gets that all the time. At times, so much intense that when maybe he wants to stop or she still wants to take another step or two. But boy, that's a fine line of a young man that loves to show and works extremely hard at it. Here's the one that's kind of the silent assassin. This little gal, she doesn't look like she's just going to blow you away, and then she just comes in, and that old cow stands pretty good for her. She don't have to do a lot of other things. She gets him set up, gets her set up. She gets herself in the right position where she likes to be to control that female. Does a great job. This young man, I was giving him just a little bad time. He's got a Band-Aid. He said he fell on the concrete and kind of tore his shoulder up, but as he made that circle and he knew I was watching, that heifer come and just stuck it, raised her head up. He looked at me like it's pretty easy. So that's what it's all about. I mean, enjoying yourself, understanding the position you are in, because this is a very, very elite group. So if you're not in the top one or two, that doesn't mean anything. That was only my opinion today. Work hard at it, keep coming back, keep telling everybody you better tape up, because I am right there ready to take that championship banner from you. So kids, my hat's off to you. Incredible job. I'll go select your champions.
Congratulations, your overall junior showman this year at the 2024 Gage County Fair is Lakely Cats reserve champion, Grayson Kraus. I'd like to thank our sponsor of the junior division, Cracky Real Estate, for sponsoring that belt buckle. Also, thank you to the Southeast Nebraska Cattlemen. They donated $100 to the champion junior. Thank you for sponsoring that award. Might have forgot to mention the sponsor of the intermediate division. That one was won by Laney Tronick, who also got $100 from the Southeast Nebraska Cattlemen. Her belt buckle was sponsored by Sapp Brothers Petroleum, Inc. All right, we are going to go in for our overall showman at the Gage County Fair. We're out of our seniors. We're going to have Hayden Warner, Jordan Van Soik, Avery Kraus, and Tatum Schroeder. From intermediates, Laney Tronic, Luke Katz, Landry Krause, and Dayton Dorn. And out of our juniors, I believe we brought back two. Once again, that'll be Blakely Katz and Grayson Krause. Overall showman at the Gage County Fair is a pretty big deal. Congratulations to all these kids coming in. Let's wish them luck. Let's give them a big round of applause. For all the kids in the audience, following this selection of our overall showman, we will have Pee Wee Showmanship. Just need to find an exhibitor that has an animal, need to come in with somebody to help them. Feel free to get those lined up after this. We got a special guest here today. He came up and had to celebrate a big anniversary, I guess. It's Alan Bumfock. Gonna step up here, Alan. Alan said 60 years ago that he was the champion showman here at the Gage County Fair. This guy has a pretty good little story he wants to tell in a few words. He said he was a member of the Four-Leaf Clover Club back in the day, showing a red shorthorn. Do you remember what the name is?
Go ahead. Yeah. 60 years ago this month, I won the senior showmanship championship in beef. And compliments to the judge here. Way to go. I really like how this is going. My calf was Scotty Red, a shorthorn, and I was Scotty Red, a shorthorn, Four-Leaf Clover Club out of Cortland. And I got goosebumps watching these kids show, and just their leadership, and what a tradition. But thank you, board members. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Daily Sun. Thank you, parents, for keeping this tradition going. For an old guy like me to be here in 1964, just way to go. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, sir. 60 years ago, I would have guessed more like 40 or so. I would have never guessed you're that old. So, once again, that's awesome stories. That's why we do all of this stuff of coming and doing the work. And like I, as I always said to our family and many other families, it's that work ethic that you have learned to get to be to this level and get to be out here, that's second to none. You can't. That will help you all through life. If you make excuses saying, I can't do that, or it's too hot, or I'm too tired, none of those kids are out here, I promise you. That's not one of the requirements to be a showman, and it's dang sure not a requirement to make these cattle look this good and this impressive, and then still have that kind of intensity from the showman, but yet when you look at them, and I've already beat some of these showmen and put them third or fourth, and I guarantee you none of them wanted to be in that position, but they still respect my decision today, and that's what you probably need to be as proud of as anything. The incredible talent is just crazy, off charts, but the ability for these showmen to still take a defeat and still come out here and compete at this level is incredible, and that's probably what I admire most, just understanding. And the thing that I always tell everybody, it's okay to be disappointed. The biggest thing is go shake the winner's hand. Understand that was so close to being you instead of them, but respect my opinion today, but be disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed, because I had a daughter that a couple times I had to flying show stick when she came out of showmanship, when she didn't think that judge was quite as smart as she was, and I said, that's part of life. You don't always win, but you can always compete, and that's the biggest part about this, is you can always compete. And I'm telling you, it did not get any easier when you bring out, just because they're in different age groups, that doesn't make my job a bit easier out here. The quality of this is just so fun to see how intense and keep going that these kids are. And I can't imagine what that Pee Wee showmanship's going to be like, because I've been here before, and those kids come out here with aggression, and they want to talk on the microphone. Usually I ask if I can have the microphone back. So that tremendous quality. Give these exhibitors a round of applause. I'll go select your champions.
Our top 4 awards today, thank you to Security First Bank. I believe we have some representatives here. They'll be handing out the awards. They've been longtime sponsors of this part of the tradition here at Gage County. It's like Alan was saying, it's a great county to be at. We're all proud of it. It's going to be a big time award here. Thank you guys for sponsoring it consistently. Congratulations, the overall showman is Hayden Warner of Wilbur. Reserve champion, congratulations, Jordan Van Scoik of Beatrice. Third selection, Avery Krause of Burr. And congratulations, your final medal winner is Tatum Schroeder of Beatrice. We'll make sure to have Hayden come back in 60 years so he can talk to everybody. So we'll mark that one on the calendar. Now we're going to move into the Pee Wee Showmanship. Go ahead and line up with an animal. Need to have an adult or another 4-H'er with them. Once we kind of know how many and how long it's going to take, we will get you guidance on how long of a lunch break we'll have. That way you're going to have time to prepare. After the lunch break, we're going to go into the market heifer classes.
On behalf of the Gage County Egg Society and the Farm Credit Services of America, we really love to present this Pee Wee show. It's not a competition. It's a fun time. We love to get these kids in the arena. It's the best time for photos. And like he's talked about here, 60 years from now, we want them to remember their start at the Gage County Fair. So come on into the ring. Give yourselves a little bit of space. Make sure you might know your name and the name of your calf if the judge asks you that. And we'll have a good time here in the arena. So welcome to Pee Wee Showmanship. Okay, why don't we close the gate on this ring? We got some big ones coming in. We'll do ring 2. We won't deny you the chance, but I want to make sure everybody doesn't get run over. So let's stop it with this ring, and we'll hit them in the second run.
So I think they said there's over 50 of these young gentlemen. obviously, I can't give every one of them a minute on a microphone because that'd be over 50 minutes. So we're going to do this really fast. Young man, what's your name?
Whit.
What is it? Whit? Thanks for coming out here, Whit. What's your name?
Sailor.
Hey, where did you get those pants? Is there a dairy cow out there that doesn't have all her hide, or what did you get that from?
I don't know.
You don't know. All right. What's your name?
Jayton.
Jacob?
Jayton.
Jayton. What's your name?
Collier.
Collier. Man, I have heard 3 names I've never heard before. No wonder I can't understand the... What's your name?
Brigham.
Brigham? Cool. You can't wait to say your name. What's your name?
Blaine.
Lane? What do you say? Blaine. I got you. What's your name?
Mabel.
Mabel. What's your name?
Hudson.
Hudson. What is your name?
Carolina.
Kale. Is that a funny name? You're laughing pretty hard. You like that name, don't you? Absolutely. What's your name?
Jace.
Jace. Cool. How about you? What's your name, young man?
Dempsey.
Emerson?
Dempsey.
Dempsey. Wow, I wasn't even close. Holy moly, look at these. I better ask for help. What's your name?
Baylor.
What is it? Baylor. And what's this one's name?
Bracken.
Great. Wow, that's a cool name. Are you having fun showing? Yeah? Yeah, that's awesome. What's your name?
Marie.
Marie? What's your heifer's name?
Molly.
I see. She likes my hat. Do you notice that? She likes my hat. What's your name?
Ellie.
Ellie? Wow, look at these cuties. What's your name?
Emily.
Emily? What's your name? Charlie. Charlie, that heifer's resting on your head. What's your name?
Briar.
Briar? Cool. What's your name?
Ivy.
Ivory? Ivy. What's your name? Come on. I bet you're running through the carnival yelling at people. Tell me your name. What is it? Brady. What's your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. What is your name?
Coral.
Coral. Coral. Who's this helping?
Avery.
Avery. Hey, what's your name, young lady?
Harper.
Harper. What's your calf's name? You know your calf? Millie? Millie? Cool. Well, you're out here all by yourself. What's your name?
Kate.
Kate? Kate? Great job. Good job. Hey, are you having fun? Yeah? What's your name? What's your name?
Jennings.
Jenny? Jennings. How old are you, Jennings? 2? You're 2? Wow, you got a lot of years of this, don't you? That's awesome.
Let's give those kids a round of applause. They're getting picking up their prize from Farm Credit Services of America, and we thank them again. Their continual support. They're right with us every year as we want to give these kids a fun remembrance of their time in the ring. So here's Heat 2. We love to see you out there, kids. So thank you all. Thanks to parents, as they've said all morning, and as our judge, Mr. Johnson, says too. It takes a lot of work, and these kids love this experience. And you are not working as a kid alone. You got parents, and you got grandparents. You got a lot of people with you. So thank you to everybody for helping these kids all the way from when they start, when they're little, till when they're old enough to do it alone. So thank you all.
Hello, young man. What's your name?
Kaysen.
Kaysen. Cool. How old are you?
8.
8. So next year you're going to be big time? You're going to show next year? Awesome. Awesome. Hey, young lady, what's your name?
Kylie.
Kylie? You look like you've been at the swimming pool a few days this summer, have you?
Yeah.
You like swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you do. What's your name?
Wade.
Ray? Reed. Reed, how old are you?
11.
Are you 4?
5.
5. That's close. Thanks for coming out. How old what's your name?
Bitwood.
Barrett. Barrett, how old are you?
5.
6? 5? Give me some. Well, look at this young Nike showman. What's your name?
Ox.
Docs? Wow, I like that name. That's cool. How old are you, Ducks?
3.
You're 3 years old. Coodles. We'll see you next year. What's your name?
Halsey.
Halsey, how old are you?
7.
Who's this young lady helping you?
Grace.
Have you thanked her for helping you? That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Wow, look at this pretty pink top. What's your name?
Kinley.
Kinley? Kinley, how old are you?
8.
8. Great job. Thanks for coming out here. What's your name?
Ollie.
Holly? How old are you, Holly?
6.5.
6.5. You're not just 6. I like that. I like that accuracy of your age. Whoa, boy, another showman. Does she smile? Do you smile? Yeah, you smile. Whew, you scared me there. What's your name?
Layton.
Layton? Layton? Wow. How old are you? 7 and going on 15, aren't you? Wow, What's your name, young man?
Hudson.
Hudson? Have I already interviewed you? Have you been out here before? You're like circled around? All right, here we go. What's your name, young lady?
Henley.
Hensley? Henley. How old are you, Henley?
6.
6. Are you going to show cattle when you get old enough?
Yeah.
Awesome. Your heifer likes my hat, too. Yeah, absolutely. What's your name, cowgirl?
Raylan.
Raylan. Is that right? I love your shirt. I got you all flustered when I said cowgirl. You got all fancy stuff on. That is awesome. What's your name, young man?
Trey.
Trey. How old are you, Trey?
5.
5? Wow, awesome. Good luck today. Are you going to talk to me? Probably not. What's his name?
Stetson.
Stetson? Stetson, how old are you? 2? Are you 2? You look just the size of my grandboys. I would guess that's how old you are. Are you going to talk? What's your name?
No, say Kidley.
Kinley? Is that your name? How old are you, Kinley? Are you about 4?
Oh, you nailed it.
You're doing an awesome job. I don't want to embarrass you. You keep going. Hey, what's your name? Oh, you scared me. What's your name?
Waken.
Lakin. Wow, that's a cool shirt, too. Do you like country western or you like cowboys?
I'm a cowgirl.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah. All right, are both of you showing together? What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden?
Graham.
Graham? How old are you?
7.
7.5? You said how old are you?
4.
You're 4? How old are you?
7.
That kind of snuck you in there, didn't I? Hey, young lady, what's your name?
Sailor.
Sailor. Sailor, how old are you?
5.
5. Wow, I love your boots. Those are nice sparkling ones. Boy, look at that pink top. What's your name?
Raylan.
Raylan. And Raylan, how old are you?
5.
You're 5. Are you having fun showing? Who's this guy helping you?
Grayson.
You don't want to talk about him right now. Let's just talk about you. Isn't that how that works? How old is, what's your name, young lady? Allie. Allie, what are you, about 2? Not quite? Just about. Just about 2, that's what I would say. Are you having fun out here? What do you get over there? You get a whole, they're giving you something? That's what it's out here for, isn't it? Thank you, everybody. That was awesome. That's the future.
Congratulations, kids. Again, another hand for all the kids. Johnny Johnson, you're the best for working with these little ones, and you're right, that's the future. So thank you all again, and Farm Credit Services of America, your Gage County Ag Society, are happy to present this fun event for you each year. We encourage you to go out there and support the beef producers out there, the ones that are having the food stands. We got a few of them that are serving burgers right here from the beef industry, so we encourage you to support them. And again, we will see you in not too many minutes after a quick lunch break. We'll be back for the market classes. Thank you.
Okay, now that Pee Wee Showmanship is over, we did talk to the judge, and the plan is we're going to start up with class number 1. It's going to be market heifers. Plan is for 12:45. Be up at the gate and ready to come in. 12:45. Once again, that's going to be 12:45. There's people in the barn that do not know that. If you could let them know, be appreciative. 12:45. Class number 1, market heifers.